When I received the news from Sophia Taylor that she was going on a business trip, I was at the entrance of the couple's hotel. I did a good deed, went up and brought that man a birthday cake. Sophia Taylor pushed me down the hallway. She looked down at me from above. Stay away from him. I asked what was good about the man. Sophia Taylor said expressionlessly, I'm terrified of being poor. Can you give me the life I want? I shrugged. Even if I could, I wouldn't give it to you. Sophia Taylor is a workaholic. She hasn't let me touch her in half a year, and our conversations revolve around money. I discovered she was hiding someone when we had breakfast together last month. Right after the meal, just as I lit a cigarette, she snuffed it out. She frowned and suddenly said, Can you not smoke? I hate the smell of cigarette smoke. I was stunned for a few seconds, then nodded in agreement. That good kid out there definitely doesn't smoke. Sophia Taylor seemed to think of something else and continued to complain. How come everyone else can quit smoking, but you can't? She snapped and left with a parting line that 3 days on a business trip would be enough to wrap things up. The next morning, my childhood friend sent me a video. In the video, Sophia Taylor was linking arms with a young man as they checked into a hotel. The surveillance footage was very high resolution. The tear mole on her left cheek bobbed up and down as she laughed and chatted with the man. My suspicion confirmed. I wasn't angry, just a bit puzzled. When did Sophia Taylor change her taste? Does she now prefer inexperienced little puppy boys? I need to see for myself. The hotel belongs to my childhood friend. I drove over and immediately hustled him up to the floor. By my calculations, we should be able to catch Sophia Taylor off guard. In the elevator, I watched the video again. Long legs and black stockings, a bra lifting the cleavage. Her looked at points. Ethan, the hotel only has one suite left. Maybe it's a misunderstanding. He avoided my gaze guiltily. Even he didn't believe his own words. There are a large and a small suite inside. It's hard to say if two people would sleep separately. Gregory Green followed behind me. I asked him to take care of something. Have the things delivered to the door later. Ethan, what are we actually? I stretched a few times. Mistake or not, it's a mistake. Open the door and you'll see. After all, I've known Sophia Taylor for 15 years. You can't blame me for her lack of decency. I'm already prepared for bloodshed. She offended the Thai sway this year. I don't know if it's related, but her temper flares at the drop of a hat. Her personality has become much more extreme. I can't count how many times we argued at the start of the year over something. I just know it was a trivial matter. She screamed hysterically. She opened the window and jumped from the second floor, landing on a car without serious injury. I rushed downstairs. She limped off toward the distance. Her voice drifted away. Ethan Johnson, you don't love me that much anymore. I called the car owner downstairs, humbled myself, and apologized, discussed compensation. Even when he insulted me like a grandson, I still greeted him with a smile. It's not that I don't love her, but as I grew older, 2 fists could no longer compete with 4 hands. The way of loving also became more mature. Beep beep. Swipe the universal card. I pushed the door open. The guy was wearing a bathrobe, his face full of bewilderment. How did you get in? I put on a smiling face and motioned for them to relax. The argument drew Sophia Taylor out of the small room. She shook her dripping hair, her eyes dim, brows furrowed into a deep frown. I spoke first, motioning for Gregory Green to push out the prepared gift. Mr. Dillenhill, right? MS. Sophia Taylor ordered a cake for you. Let us give you a surprise. The boy's nervousness vanished in an instant, a smile curving at the corner of his eyes. Sophia Taylor stood frozen, forgetting even to wipe her hair. She grabbed the boy who was about to thank us and pushed him into the small room. Wait for me inside. Her commanding tone made the boy somewhat doubtful. The mockery in my eyes didn't lessen. The boy hesitated. I continued. We still need to go over the other gifts you ordered. Why not sign here? Sophia Taylor pressed her lips together and gave the boy a look. Let's talk somewhere else. It's not convenient here. Sure. This must be your boyfriend. No wonder you said you wanted to give the gift to the most important person in your life. The boy forced down the corners of his mouth and, a little shyly, looked away. So that's how it is. You two go on talking. I won't disturb. You two are such a handsome man and beautiful woman. I suppose marriage is already on the agenda. The boy's face flushed. His fingers practically pulled the bathrobe's buttons to threads. We haven't defined our relationship yet. You're too much of a joker. How could it be not serious? You two are already living together. The guy's name is Dylan Hill, a newly graduated rich second generation. Looks pretty ordinary. A year ago, he became Sophia Taylor's parachuted boss. I don't want to make a big deal out of this. Not for Sophia Taylor. If Dylan Hill wants to hold someone accountable, the Universal Card incident could easily ruin the hotel's reputation. Gregory Green had set us up in a storage room usually used for meetings, but I didn't want things to be too formal. I followed Sophia Taylor into the hallway. The rustling of the wind rose from below. She hugged her shoulders tightly. Is the boss your childhood friend? When did you start doubting me? Didn't you leave? Sophia Taylor fussily smoothed her hair as I answered her questions one by one. She paused for a moment. Where did you go? I stood at the edge of the stairwell and looked down. Below, it was pitch dark. I went back to my hometown for a visit and saw my parents. She gave a couple of snorting laughs. If you don't want to say it, you don't have to. I didn't have the patience to drag it out either, and went straight to the point. Now it's my turn to ask you. I didn't ask what it was. She muttered to herself behind my back. He and I were very innocent, even more innocent than you imagine. He was a boy inexperienced in the world. He took good care of me at work. I nodded. Please let him go. I stroked my chin and nodded even harder. Same here. But why? The air went instantly quiet. The cold wind was biting. Sophia Taylor moved, her footsteps fading away. The teasing look on my face vanished. Just as I turned, a tremendous force hit my chest. I lost my balance and tilted my head back to look at the ceiling. My body struck things all around, and I instinctively rolled to protect myself. Cold sweat soaked through my coat. My right hand had gone numb. Sophia Taylor was standing exactly where I had just been, looking down from above. Stay away from him. She was serious. I lay sprawled on my back for 5 minutes before Gregory Green finally showed up, fashionably late. Ethan, what did you two talk about? Gregory Green's lips trembled slightly as he took me to the hospital. The moment I started to tip forward was enough for me to make out Sophia Taylor's expression. Her breathing was rapid, her mouth and nostrils twitching. Only her eyes held an indescribable determination. It seems she cares about him a lot. Sophia Taylor used unscrupulous means. This isn't a derogatory term. Her methods are used on outsiders and on herself. My meeting with her was cliched and melodramatic. Her father was keeping a mistress. When the affair was exposed, her mother stabbed her father. One stab that proved fatal. Dad died, and Mom went to prison. Neighbor Grandma Wilson adopted her. A few years later, Grandma Wilson suddenly fell ill and died. A few days after being sent to the orphanage, she ran away on her own. People called Sophia Taylor a little disaster. She became a child laborer in her early teens. The complexity of relationships in my family was no less than hers. My parents' marriage was a business arrangement. No one cared to look after me. Two unloved kids ran into each other behind an internet cafe. I only lent her a light, and she latched onto me. Why are you clinging to me? No one cares about me. You have to. Because of that sentence, I became the local bully. Anyone who flirted with her, I would go beat up. At first I got beaten up, but after getting hit so much my body got stronger. At 18, I supported Sophia Taylor for 3 years by stealing money from home. My dad bought an apartment next to the high school, and Sophia Taylor and I lived together in it. My family's attention was focused on my brother. They paid no mind to me. She got through the hardest years by sweet-talking me. It was hard to define what we were to each other. More than friends, but hard to call lovers. Later, my brother, Evan Johnson, had an accident, and I became the only child in the family. My parents extended their big hands toward me and raised me according to my brother's standards. It only triggered my rebellious streak. I ran away from home, rented out the house, exchanged it for money, and rented a new place. After graduating high school, I didn't go to college. I was afraid she wouldn't be able to take care of herself alone. Later, I found out my mom gave her $3,000 every month, entrusting her to look after me. The proud stubbornness of my youth became an impromptu act of you hiding things from me and me hiding things from you. I can't help it. She's your mom, not mine. If you were really capable, just cut them off and never see them again. I actually did as you said. I took the dirty, hard jobs if they paid me to do them. I even left the apartment empty like that and moved to a cheaper place. I can give up a fortune, but I also want to make sure she lives a good life. She felt sorry for me too and told me not to push myself so hard. She'd cry at the drop of a hat. But the moment I slackened off a little, she would be dissatisfied again. How much do rice, oil, and salt cost? On rainy days, you don't even have a car. What about your ambition? The doctor said my right arm was broken and put in a cast to rest. Gregory Green stayed with me, bustling around. Give you a ride home? Look at my car. Wherever you recuperate is still recuperating. How about going to my hotel? Saves me the back and forth. Stop. You and your hotel are all about couples. It just makes me feel worse. Gregory Green sighed while driving. What's going on between you and Sophia Taylor? You two have been together for so many years. Was it worth getting physical? She scolds you, sure, but there's nothing wrong with how she treats you. Drive properly. By the time I got back to the one-room rental, Gloria Green had been waiting at the door for a long time. She paced back and forth, rushed over when she saw me, but stopped short when she saw the bandage on my hand. Ethan, what happened? Are you just for show? Can I, Ethan, get hurt in your hotel? I'm going to tell Mom to shut down your hotel, you blind fool. Where's Sophia Taylor? She did this, right? This woman is no good. Gloria Green chirped like a sparrow in my ear. I quickly used my index finger to push her forehead away as she inched closer. You're not done yet, huh? I tapped her forehead a few times, and she giggled. Did you tell your sister? I forced him to tell me. Truly siblings. Not a single reliable one. Gloria Green has grown up, blossomed into a graceful young woman. It's time to keep some distance. She insisted on working under me, and for Gregory Green's sake, I agreed. Have you found an office location? Found one, a villa. I was speechless. The next day, Gregory Green drove me to the villa. It was a small villa, more than enough to serve as a studio. But at the very least, I want to take a look first. The compound's privacy was good, too. I rounded a corner and ran into Sophia Taylor. She was linked arm in arm with Dylan Hill. Both sides froze for a few seconds. Dylan Hill still greeted me. Gloria Green turned to get a baseball bat from the car. I grabbed the back of her collar and pulled her back. Sophia Taylor smacked her lips, too, her expression rich. What a coincidence. Are you here to see the marital home, too? Those words landed like a deep water bomb. Sophia Taylor turned her face away, her expression so sullen it seemed to drip with water. I smiled and patted Dylan Hill on the shoulder. Congratulations, good things are coming. Dylan Hill scratched the back of his head, secretly watching Sophia Taylor. Not even a hint in the birth chart, and you're already checking it out. Rich people, I can't afford that. Don't be modest. I already said the wedding house. It's more likely than not. Sophia Taylor hooked Dylan Hill toward her with her hand. Let's go home first. I'm feeling a bit unwell. Bye, bro. Sophia Taylor walked past me without even glancing my way. We became the most familiar of strangers. After viewing the villa, Gloria Green was still sullen. Speechless? If you don't like the villa, we can pick another one. I teased her on purpose. You know I'm the one pursuing Sophia Taylor. Why are you stopping me? When have you ever not been put in your place by her? Gloria Green stood at the car door, lingering and not getting in. Ethan, I can afford a villa. Marry me. Gloria Green is my little tag-along. My dad has connections with the Green family. I beat up a few guys who were bullying Gregory Green, and he took me as his big brother. We were both miserable then, until a fight broke out between my family and me. When I ran away from home, I would run into Gloria Green in front of the station every time. She was effortlessly friendly. After saying hello to me a few times, she acted as if we were close. I didn't know she was Gregory Green's biological younger sister. After learning about the connection to Gregory Green, I treated her like my own sister. I remember when I was 24, I had a stroke and a slipped disc, and I couldn't get out of bed at all. The illness came suddenly. We were living paycheck to paycheck, unsure where the next meal would come from. When my condition improved a bit, I painfully went home. My mom and I softened our stance and tricked her into dating Gloria Green, saying I might marry her someday. My mom doesn't like me, but the procedure was correct. She and my dad had a business marriage. She casually scattered a few coins from her hand, money I couldn't have earned by working. I lied about a large sum of money and happily called Sophia Taylor to share it. She said I was crazy. We lived in the same neighborhood when we were kids. Where would I get that kind of money? Sophia Taylor said she cared about me and that she didn't mind whether I had money or not. But our relationship was mixed with too much idealization. She verbally scorned materialism, yet subtly complained inside that her salary was too low. When I was studying, she wanted security, so I became the school bully. After I started working, she pursued practicality. But the cause and the outcome were already decided. What about the process? The ending couldn't be achieved in one stroke. I recovered from my illness at home, and when I returned, our problems gradually became irreconcilable, especially because Gloria Green kept coming to help me. When she brought gifts, she was scolded by Sophia Taylor. Later, after one incident, Sophia Taylor never looked Gloria Green in the eye again. Gloria Green made an unfortunate choice of friends. Her best friend's boyfriend was a blondie. Her best friend coaxed and tricked her into going to a bar. A little tipsy, the group then suggested going online. I bought a pancake at the back door of the internet cafe. I sensed something was wrong. The internet cafe's private rooms had beds, and there were both men and women. The front desk clerk Lily Martinez knew me, and I asked Blondie where the machines were. Sure enough, they had gone into a private room. I grabbed a rusty rebar at the door and barged in. Gloria Green was left in just her underwear, and a man was holding a camera. I flew into a rage, raised the iron rod, and started smashing them. Blood splattered everywhere, and everyone was stunned into silence. Luckily, the internet cafe's front desk was a young girl. If it had been some seasoned crook, they never would have admitted there was a pinhole camera in the private room. Blondie and several others attempted to rape her, but failed, and they were given heavy sentences. Her best friend went to prison too. When Sophia Taylor arrived, she slapped Gloria Green. Have you thought about it? If there hadn't been surveillance, Ethan Johnson would have been ruined for life. After coming home and taking a shower, Sophia Taylor made a big spread of dishes. Think more about yourself when you do things. How can I feel at ease otherwise? Sophia Taylor drank with me, and I remember there was one more sentence. Be smarter when you're alone. It turned out this wasn't a warning, but a foreshadowing. I saw Sophia Taylor's Volkswagen stop at the window. 2 minutes later, she unlocked the door with her keys. How's your arm? It's healing well. She nodded slightly and pretended to nonchalantly pack her things. But I knew she was anxious. I had someone check at the hospital. Grandfather Dylan Hill is critically ill. Sophia Taylor pulled out her suitcase, not even planning to say goodbye. If I were to ruin him, do you think you would? I said lightly, and Sophia Taylor hurled her phone at me. Be careful, my arm still isn't healed yet. Her eyes revealed a trace of ferocity. You dare to lay a hand on him? Barefoot people aren't afraid of those wearing shoes. What would I be afraid of? Sophia Taylor's gaze confronted me. Sure, the Gloria Green siblings are easy pickings. Swapping two for one isn't a loss. My expression was fierce. She was still the same her. I squinted, pointing at the scissors on the table. If you slash your face, I'll see how deeply he loves you. Sophia Taylor quickly picked up the scissors and faced the mirror. She clenched her teeth, about to cut a gash across her face. A girl's face is especially important. She closed her eyes. I was quick and knocked the scissors away with my left hand. Sophia Taylor came to, as if waking from a dream, cold sweat beading. She looked up at me, calm and unhurried. What do you mean? We're even. You can go. Sophia Taylor raised an eyebrow, said nothing more, and walked away dragging her suitcase. Curiosity got the better of me. She could actually do that to such an extent. Can you tell me why you chose him? Could it be that the handsome ones didn't appeal to you, or the rich ones weren't as handsome as him? Sophia Taylor stopped walking and Even if I had it, I wouldn't buy it for you. I think I saw Dylan Hill about a year ago, just brushing past him. Sophia Taylor's mother behaved well inside and was released early. At that time, our relationship was a bit strained. I thought picking up Annie would help ease things. But on the way, she had a stomach spasm, sent me the address, and then stopped replying. When I arrived, there wasn't a soul to be seen. Sophia Taylor was in a car accident. She was knocked out and didn't reply to any messages. Nurse Parker called me, and that's when I learned Sophia Taylor had been taken to the hospital. The person who brought her was Dylan Hill. He paid the fees obediently and walked past me. Misfortunes never come alone. Her mother was mentally unwell and, when she left, took her own life. The mother and daughter lay in the same hospital. Only her mother was on level B2. Sophia Taylor hasn't come home in a month, nor has she replied to my messages. She thinks her mother's death is my fault. Only the two of us knew she was released that day. I was about to lose it, wanted to smack her until her mouth swelled. But I held back. I spent money to have someone look into her mother's mental state in prison, investigating continuously for a week. Found out Annie had late-stage stomach cancer. Maybe it was a mother who didn't want to come out and trouble her daughter. She chose the most decisive yet most cruel method. Sophia Taylor fainted from crying twice. I am sorry. I boo-hoo. We buried Auntie. I had done it before, so it wasn't difficult. What are you trying to verify by saying those things? Your feelings for each other. I lay on the leather sofa, half asleep. I've always had a question. When I was in school, you gave Sophia Taylor $3,000 every month. How did you find her phone number? I didn't look for it. Sophia Taylor called me. She can unlock your phone, so noting the number isn't hard. She asked for $5,000 up front. I haggled her down to $3,000. Didn't you always praise her for stopping at nothing to get what she wants? Yeah, she had to complete any goal she set. I had nothing. She relied on my two fists. When I could earn money, she forced me to work overtime. The woman lit a cigarette for ladies and crossed her legs. The scar on you was caused by protecting Sophia Taylor, right? She buys the new clothes every year, and she doesn't worry about food or things. She's living quite comfortably. I jumped off the sofa, turned, and walked out. Wait. The woman looked slightly embarrassed. Son, have dinner at home today, okay? Your dad is coming home. It felt as if there were wind beneath my feet, and I walked faster. He makes me sick. Let's say he left the entire estate to you. I lifted my eyelids. I'd rather he have an illegitimate child out there. The woman grabbed my hand, her tone forceful. A shadow crossed her face. You agreed to marry Gloria Green for us. Your father praised you a few times, saying how good you are. I know you resent us because of your brother, Evan Johnson. But Sophia Taylor isn't a proper young lady from a respectable family. Our family doesn't welcome that kind of daughter-in-law. Once she's in the house, is the estate yours or hers? Although I don't have much affection for your father, I at least have some dignity to uphold. Would Sophia Taylor consider your feelings? I stood still, my gaze indifferent. I know, you don't need to worry about me. Gloria Green waited for me in the car. Ethan, aren't you the one who hates going home the most? That's right, I'm absolutely sick of this family. But this time I came looking for answers. She's an excessively clever girl. She knows how to ride the wave. Do you want me to say she doesn't love you? That your happiness was all an act? Was it that you didn't notice? Or that you refused to believe? Ethan Johnson, wake up. I lit a cigarette in the car. They even said it themselves. It was a family-arranged marriage. After driving my brother to death, I finally gave up only caring about Lee. My brother, Evan Johnson, was one of the few people who loved me. He bore enormous mental pressure. But when it came to me, he took on the role of a brother. Even in his busy life, he would find time to play games with me and go shopping. I now understand what they mean by sunlit depression. He radiates warmth on the outside, while his heart is freezing cold. The day my brother, Evan Johnson, died, I blocked everyone in my family. I thought I could hide it flawlessly, but the biggest spy turned out to be the person beside my pillow. But Sophia Taylor was fake, and I had also reconciled with my family. They gave me a year to do whatever I wanted, then return to work at the company. I also had one condition. I wanted to choose my own spouse. First to be ruled out was Sophia Taylor. After Sophia Taylor took the things from the rental, she and I were like strangers. With the family's funds and connections, business went smoothly. After half a month, Gloria Green and I needed to recruit externally again. I called Sophia Taylor. After calling 3 times, she lazily picked up. The car was bought with money we both contributed. I sold it and transferred the money into your account. Why are there 2 transfers? Sophia Taylor asked in surprise. I've wasted so many years of your life. Consider this compensation for the loss of your youth. $500,000. Sophia Taylor was silent for a long time. Don't worry about the money. There absolutely won't be any problems. Do we have to be this explicit about everything between us? I felt completely relaxed. Buying out our past isn't expensive. I mailed the remaining things to her, clearing out all items related to Sophia Taylor. Dylan Hill came to the villa to see me. He found out our identities. You could say he noticed something was off that very day. When I was in school, I hated people like him the most, dull and honest, who think getting into fights is making trouble for themselves. But as I grew up, I came to admire Dylan Hill a little. He brought a gift to celebrate the opening of my studio. Dylan Hill drank a cup of tea and sat there awkwardly rubbing his hands. He shyly reached out his hand. Ethan, say what you need to say directly. Gloria Green thoughtfully reheated a cup of tea. She and Sophia Taylor didn't get along, and Dylan Hill was basically doing everyone a favor. Sophia said you're her ex. I'm not here to cause trouble. I hope to have your blessing. I didn't know about your relationship before, but I want to marry her. Dylan Hill looked at me with bright, unwavering eyes. I smiled and waved my hand. We're a thing of the past. Relax, by the time we got here, our relationship had already been full of cracks. My relationship with Sophia fell apart. It had nothing to do with anyone else. She wished to grow up overnight, but didn't understand that life after growing up would be hard to get through. Life is like that, and so are relationships. I chatted idly with my friends. Some people feel sorry for Sophia Taylor. When a guy's tease you back then, Ethan could knock someone's teeth out. How did you two break up? Sophia Taylor remained expressionless. We weren't compatible. 10. For a while, the news that Sophia Taylor and I had split spread throughout our circle of friends. After the initial shock, everyone gradually adjusted. I fiercely protected Sophia Taylor, my reputation preceding me. The guys didn't dare to hold eye contact with Sophia Taylor for more than 10 seconds. Who doesn't know that I loved her desperately? On the other hand, I also lost my appeal to the opposite sex. But now, without my pathological possessiveness, those men are stirring again. Women like Sophia Taylor, little vixens like her, can greatly satisfy a man's urge to conquer with a fleeting affair. Dylan Hill was afraid of losing me, so he didn't dare to take charge. Sophia Taylor made friends too quickly. I ran into Dylan Hill supervising the contractors in the Villa District. He was squatting outside the door, taking long drags of cigarette. I figured it was better not to stir up trouble, but Dylan Hill called out to me. Ethan, he doesn't smoke. Him awkwardly holding a cigarette today must mean he's in a bad mood. What is it? Dylan Hill didn't treat me like an outsider either. He poured his troubles out to me. I told him to give up. He's handsome and wealthy. At worst, he can be replaced. Dylan Hill spoke frankly. He was raised by his grandfather, and his grandfather doesn't have much time left. His greatest wish is to see him get married. Dylan Hill doesn't want to find someone just to deceive his grandfather. He only has feelings for Sophia Taylor. He left in a sullen mood. That night, he drank himself numb at a barbecue stall near the villa. I ran into him as I was leaving the villa. He called the girl at the next table Sophia Taylor, which made her boyfriend want to throw a punch. I was trying to break up the fight while calling Sophia Taylor. By the time Sophia Taylor hurried over, I had already taken Dylan Hill back to the studio. How is he? Did you get him drunk? I gave her a sideways look. Couldn't help but sneer a couple of times. You see them as redemption, yet you casually abandon them. Are you split personality? How long has it been? Used them and then forgot about them. Sophia Taylor didn't argue. She let me help put Dylan Hill into the car. She didn't say a word the whole time, silently driving away. The car disappeared around the corner, and Gloria Green came in with a look of resentment. Why are you here? The studio has cameras linked to my phone. Who behaves like you? Walking away and leaving everything to others. I took Gloria Green out for a late-night snack. She nervously bounced her leg, hiding something in her heart. If you have something to say, just say it. I am, after all, your boss. Ethan, why are you still looking out for that kid? Let him get beaten up. It'd be even better if he held a grudge against Sophia Taylor. Wouldn't that be satisfying? I blew a smoke ring, my thoughts drifting. He tried pretty hard. Tries. Gloria Green didn't understand. Most people find it hard to empathize, but I saw my reflection in Dylan Hill. It was when I just met Sophia Taylor, back when my brother Evan Johnson was still alive. We were living in the house our parents had given us, and Sophia Taylor was nicknamed Little Calamity. She lied about her age, did odd jobs at a restaurant, and was occasionally groped by greasy older men. The little thug had designs on her again. A rose grown in barren soil, malnourished, will eventually wither. They were all waiting for Sophia Taylor to fall. I forced myself to become ruthless, beating up the boys at school who spoke ill of her, carrying a baton every day to pick up and drop off Sophia Taylor. Once it was very dark. Sophia Taylor was grabbed from the alley and screamed in fright. I shouted for her to get down, then swung the baton and started hitting wildly. Someone threw a brick at my back. Sophia Taylor used her arm to shield me. The two of us ran all the way home, sat on the floor, our hearts racing. The baton still had blood on it. Sophia Taylor held me and cried, afraid I would go to jail. That night, I couldn't sleep at all. My hands wouldn't stop trembling. It was also that night that Sophia Taylor gave herself to me. I had to force myself. The only person Sophia Taylor can rely on is me. I must be ruthless. I have to be tougher than all of them. 11. On tomb sweeping day, I bought a bunch of comic books to visit my brother, Evan Johnson. It's funny when you think about it. My brother, Evan Johnson, fits right in at the company. The female employees all think he's a closed book. Even our parents didn't expect that the comics he bought would end up in my room. The two of us keep our distance from the heir status, while our family is desperate to see us fight. Two people competing, the strong survive and the weak perish. During my rebellious phase, I blamed the heavens and resented others. I would have preferred the family to fall into poverty. But in reality, the company flourished. I took a bottle of Ergo 2 from my bosom and sat cross-legged in front of the tombstone. Brother, you died too early. The two of us ran away from home together. Look how anxious those two are. We don't want that fortune. Why didn't you say anything to me? Not even give me a hint. I know a friend whose grandfather lives on just to see him married. I wanted you to see it too. Forget it. In the next life, I'll be born into a good family. No more diving into the chaos of the rich. When you miss me, send me a dream. I lay on the floor, drenched in sweat and completely spent. In the end, I actually fell asleep. It was Gloria Green, worried about me, who woke me up. Ethan, how did you fall asleep? I'm not asleep. My brother's visiting me in a dream. Life goes on. Gloria Green and I are busy with work. But it's not completely unchanged. I go to the cemetery once a month. On Qingming Festival, Sophia Taylor called me. I had my phone on silent the whole time while I was at the cemetery. When I asked her about it afterward, she said it was fine. Sophia Taylor called me again. Can you go with me somewhere? No. Go find Dylan Hill. Hang up. Her breathing was heavy, her voice hoarse. Wait. Can you come with me to see my mom? The refusal was on the tip of my tongue, lodged like a fishbone in my throat. Sophia Taylor is a tough woman, but everyone has weaknesses. She can hand me a brick when I get into a fight and yank the hair of my opponent's girlfriend. But she simply can't stand ghost stories, can't bear the dark. I often tease her that she's done something guilty. She doesn't have many memories of her mother. When she talks about her, it's mostly complaints and scorn. Until she didn't pick up when her mother was released from prison. The memories of the past twisted into a dead knot. All these years, I accompanied her to visit her mother. This year without me, what will she be like? I made a sound, and Sophia Taylor hung up. I haven't eaten anything all day. I have no appetite. Gloria Green couldn't bear it and ordered me a milk tea. She said I should drink it like 8 treasure porridge. I'm not feeling sorry for Sophia Taylor. I was thinking of my brother, Evan Johnson. Separated by life and death, those left behind are tormented inside. It's when idle that emotions surge like tides. In the evening, the orphanage director, M.S. Carter, contacted me. Ethan Johnson. Sophia came by this afternoon. Did you two break up? I asked her, and she wouldn't tell me. Yes, Ms. Carter, we broke up. Director Ms. Carter had adopted Sophia Taylor only a few months ago, and I had run off with her. But in name, Sophia Taylor was still an orphan of the orphanage. Phone calls from Dylan Hill came one after another. Ethan, do you know where Sophia went? I can't reach her. I felt a sudden, irrational panic. Why would she go to the orphanage? To sort out her affairs? Dylan Hill choked up with anxiety. Don't worry. Go to the place you two always go. I called Gregory Green again and asked him to make a trip to the cemetery. I had done everything I could. I took a taxi home, and halfway there a flash of electricity ran through my mind. Tell the driver to turn around and go to the apartment I had rented out for a while. I looked up from downstairs. The 6th floor light was off. I went upstairs and used a rusted key to unlock the door. There was a faint snoring in the master bedroom. I shone my phone flashlight across her face. Sophia Taylor covered in mud, still wearing her coat, lying on the master bed. I called them, paid the electricity bill again. Gloria Green and her brother and sister hesitated to speak. They knew where this was. Dylan Hill looked conflicted. Here are the keys. I don't care anymore. You're driving me crazy. I was afraid of hearing them nag any longer. I hoped they wouldn't have anything at all to do with me. We were in perfect sync. That night's experience is buried deep in my heart. Sophia Taylor and I have nothing to do with each other anymore. That's a good thing. Because of Gloria Green, Gregory Green often comes running over to my place for no reason. 3 days of light drinking, 5 days of heavy drunkenness. I thought he was afraid I would make a move on Gloria Green. I never expected he was trying to set me up with a sister. Ethan, I admire you. When you decide, you decide. Enough useless talk. If you can't drink, put it down. Gregory Green, down a glass of Baijiu. Being nearby gives you the first chance. My sister has liked you for years. Now that you're single, my sister can pursue you, right? I was miserably drunk, the world spinning in front of my eyes. Whatever, drink. After that night, Gloria Green was as passionate as ever. Ethan also started calling me brother. I'm treating you to a meal. Why are you running away? Afraid I'll eat you? Then let's go visit my brother. I forced a wry smile. Your brother runs a couple's hotel with all sorts of attractions. I'm not going. While I was distracted, she lightly kissed my cheek like a dragonfly, skimming the water. Then I want some interest. I sighed in despair. This girl's determination is terrifying. What Gloria Green bought for me almost filled the office. But she didn't come to work the next day. I asked Gregory Green. He said a black plastic bag was placed over Gloria Green's head. So scared her legs went weak, she ran into a trash can and was covered in the stench. Last night, she showered 7 times. There just happened to be no surveillance by the trash can, but someone nearby saw a young man walk past. I arranged to meet Sophia Taylor at a coffee shop. She pretended nothing was wrong, lowering her eyes and playing with her phone. You shouldn't have bullied Gloria Green. Oh, Gloria Green was bullied. I went to that guy's house, replaced a door for his family, and he confessed to everything. My eyes were icy, and Sophia Taylor's mouth twitched. I'm helping you, aren't I? Gloria Green doesn't deserve you. She's already been ogled by men. I'm thinking of you. Stay a good little sister. Be a sister for life. A mere little brat. Your standards have sunk that low. Blue veins stood out on my arm. She tilted her head and smiled faintly. Not the slightest bit afraid. I sneered. She's my sister and my assistant. Even if she were nothing, damn it, she still doesn't need you. Her fingertips trembled. What did you say? I leaned forward, enunciating each word. Fuck you. Sophia Taylor sent her resume to my studio. You don't expect to live long enough to see everything. She was no different from a clingy, useless patch. I ignored the resume. Sophia Taylor showed up driving a BMW. I looked for the security guard. He said she was the homeowner's girlfriend and begged me not to make things hard for him. After I yelled at her, she became the conspicuous accessory. I could run into her when I was smoking at the door, and she even asked if I want a ride when she was leaving. Don't even want to pay me any attention anymore? Sophia Taylor, stop being disgusting, okay? Should I move out then? Sophia Taylor said she wanted to give me her car as a birthday present. Only now did I realize my birthday was coming up. You're sick. I called Dylan Hill over. Actually, even if I hadn't called him, he would have come looking for me. I waited for him in the office. He was travel-worn, his spirits somewhat flagging. Dylan Hill took 2 bottles of Baijiu from his bag, Matai. I stared at him in surprise. He finished a glass and stuck out his tongue from the spiciness. Sophia and the girl I met are completely different. I saved her and took it as fate. She agreeing to let me pursue her surprised me even more. I was able to fulfill Grandpa's last wish. I thought I was the happiest person in the world. He finished another glass and swallowed hard. I was wrong. She doesn't let me touch her, won't talk about marriage, and even expects me to change according to her demands. I found I'm imitating you, becoming a counterfeit version of you. But how can the fake compare to the real one? There were a few power outages. The room had no light at all. She was terrified, crying and calling her name in the dark. I didn't even know she was afraid of the dark. I snatched his wine glass away. I stared deeply into his eyes. What's it got to do with me? You and Sophia Taylor are like family, both fucking crazy. Dylan Hill chuckled lightly, shrinking back into his seat. I wouldn't dare insult her. You're way tougher than I am. I don't feel like I lost unfairly. After finishing his drink, I handed him a cigarette and lit it for him. Be kinder to yourself. Your relationships are none of my business, but stay true to your heart. Dylan Hill coughed twice. My grandfather passed away. You're right. She doesn't love me. So why should I be wholeheartedly devoted? Have another drink. I want to toast again. Sophia Taylor resigned, and that honest man Dylan Hill gave her some money. I'm not sure exactly how much savings she has. Her parents selling their house, years of savings, breakup settlement, compensation for the loss of youth, added up one by one, is an amount that would let an ordinary person stop working for many years. Late at night, when it's quiet, I'm working overtime in the villa. Sophia Taylor climbed over the wall into the villa. I watched it all clearly on the surveillance. She put a small pinch of powder into the thermos. What did you put in? I descended the stairs unhurriedly. Arousal potion. You've been acting really strange lately. Are you out of your mind? I just want to go back to how things were between us. That's impossible. What? Make up with you? Be pushed down the stairs by you again. Sophia Taylor rested her slender fingers on my chest, her eyes full of autumnal light. You know my personality? Sometimes I get carried away. I was trying to motivate you, but I chose the wrong way. I coolly moved her hand away. Sophia Taylor, wake up. I can't stand this kind of encouragement. If it's over, break it clean. Don't do that on and off nonsense. It's annoying. Building a relationship takes time, but falling apart often happens in the blink of an eye. If I said the dish was too salty, she would throw it into the trash. If she lived in a rental, scrimping and saving so she could free up money to buy a designer bag. If after every fight she would, in a proud, coy way, repeat it in my ear, "You don't love me enough." In those years, I was afraid I wasn't doing well enough. That sentence became my spiritual support. Even when I was exhausted and tired, sick and injured, she blurted that sentence out. I looked radiant on the outside, but I was shattered inside. I remembered being tired after playing at the internet cafe and randomly picking a pirated romance anime. Someone in the comments was cursing, "Sundara, go to hell." At that time, I thought those people were all cynical. But when facing Sophia Taylor directly, the word proud defined her whole life. That night passed without incident. Afterwards, I visited a few businesses, handing out business cards to people one by one at the drinking party, lowering my voice and demeanor. I was dead drunk, lying on the hotel's big bed. A stranger's number appeared on my phone. I instinctively answered. "Hello, Ethan Johnson. I'm at the entrance of Shiwa Bar. There's some men trying to rape me. I'm so scared. Will you come save me? They've grabbed me, The call cut off abruptly, and I got goosebumps. My vision blurred. 110 was dialed 3 times before it connected correctly. "Hello, I'm calling the police. There's someone being raped near Shiwa Bar." I received a friend's distress call. "Dylan Hill, Sophia Taylor is in danger. The address is..." "The property management of Xiaotian residential compound. Right? I know your manager. Help me check a surveillance camera." Police cracked a particularly nasty case. A group of unemployed vagrants about our age were staking out the entrance of a bar. They followed lone women, forcibly took indecent photos, and blackmailed them. When I arrived, Sophia Taylor was surrounded by a bunch of people. She swept her hair back. Her coat had been ripped to shreds. I have pepper spray in my bag. While he covers his face, "I'll take a brick and smash his head," Sophia Taylor muttered to herself. When they saw me, they made room for me. Tears welled up in Sophia Taylor's eyes as she asked me resentfully, "Why were you the last one to arrive?" I smoked, glancing at her sideways. "Sophia Taylor, I'm not your boyfriend. It's not your place to question me." Sophia Taylor never put herself in danger. I already felt something was off when I watched the surveillance footage. She and a few young guys were walking down the avenue that had surveillance cameras. It felt more like she was leading them. She was using her own safety to test whether I cared about her. I hate tests, and I despise her self-righteousness even more. Years ago, when she said a man had tried to take liberties with her, I grabbed my gear and went to challenge him. In the end, my brother, Evan Johnson, went to apologize and pay compensation. In youth, I didn't understand. By the time I reached 30, I suspected something. She was testing my financial situation. If I could pay, she'd put out of her mind. Can't afford it? Switch to someone new again? I couldn't be bothered to think about it. Sophia Taylor seemed to have given up. There had been no news from her for a long time. I officially took over the family business, and the studio was temporarily handed to my sister Gloria Green. My friends threw a welcome party for me. At the banquet, my brother teased about my relationship with my sister Gloria Green. My friends all laughed and ribbed me. "I think you're even more eager than your sister. Are you in a hurry to call him brother-in-law?" Everyone burst into laughter. My sister Gloria Green covered her face and dared not look at me. Amid the laughter, the waiter leaned in and whispered in my ear. I remained expressionless and told everyone to go to the restroom. We went into the next private room. The same dishes were served. The difference was that Sophia Taylor was the only person in the private room, making it feel a bit desolate. She was so thin that her bones protruded. I turned to leave, and Sophia Taylor called after me with a voice catching from crying. "Ethan, talk to me." She was barely breathing and poured wine for me. "What do you actually want?" "I want to marry you." I snorted coldly. "What? You're short on cash." "I want a prenuptial agreement." "I won't get a penny of your assets." "Don't be dreaming. Not even a little nostalgia for old feelings." "I'm only willing to see you out of what we had before. Don't push your luck. I'm different from Dylan Hill. He still has expectations for you. You can pout and get back with him. I don't." A message popped up on Sophia Taylor's phone, and the alarm in her car went off. "You smashed my car." Sophia Taylor was about to go crazy when 2 burly men walked in the door. One of them held Sophia Taylor down with a hand. The best way to deal with a madwoman like Sophia Taylor was to make her afraid. If I inherit the family company, I'll have to take bodyguards with me whenever I go out. "Sophia Taylor, don't come looking for me anymore." 17. I transferred the money for the BMW into Sophia Taylor's account. In a society governed by law, damages must be compensated. But the good thing was, Sophia Taylor vanished without a trace. My parents invited the siblings Gregory Green home for dinner. At the dining table, my usually formal parents seemed unusually affectionate. The more I look at Gloria Green, the more I like her. Your dad and I have known your parents for years. When you marry into the family, Annie will learn some styling tips from you. Oh dear, Annie, what are you saying? Sated and satisfied, my mom looked at me with a relieved expression. Marrying someone you've known since childhood is pretty good. At least there's feeling there. She reached for a cigarette. I snatched it and lit it for her. Let me have a taste. My mother was all smiles, and I wanted to persuade her to smoke less. The words were on the tip of my tongue, but they felt awkward no matter how I tried. But she sensed a trace of mother-son affection. Sophia Taylor is living with you. I'm really afraid that one day she'll ride on her mother's influence. I went and investigated her family background. My mom said that before Sophia Taylor's father cheated, her mother cheated first. What made her so cruel was that her lover broke his promise and didn't run off with her. But her father could leave openly and without shame. Against that tangled family background, Sophia Taylor couldn't learn how to love. She liked comparing options and having someone to fall back on. But she discovered that the person she treated as a fallback was the best she could find. Even if she loved me, I couldn't fully commit my heart. It was Sophia Taylor who dumped me first. 3 years later, I happened to hear news about Sophia Taylor. She had half her stomach removed and was living in a nursing home. Her family had a hereditary disease. After she left the nursing home, I never heard any news of her again. When I went to help my brother Evan Johnson clean, I would occasionally sweep Sophia Taylor's mother's grave. Why is it foggy? Gloria Green murmured. Ethan, what are you thinking about? Nothing. When the thick fog clears, you and I will have no more regrets.